Hey guys, what is up? It is Dalton here, and welcome to Video Game Finds number 71. Now this week we got a pretty good amount of stuff again. A couple things off of Craigslist, and some more garage sale finds, which is really cool. My brother was going to be in it this week, but he's in bed right now. It's actually, I'm looking at the clock right now, it's almost like 1:30 in the morning. So it is pretty late upload. I apologize guys, but this stuff literally took us 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, mostly today, and then most of yesterday as well. Well, it's now Monday, of course, but it took us almost 2 days to clean all the stuff because I wanted to make sure it was all cleaned and done, and I wanted to test it all, so that's why it took so long. But at least the good thing out of it is me and my brother had a really nice Pixar movie marathon that we just did. You know, we watched while we cleaned everything, so I mean that was nice at least. So. But yeah, so everything's cleaned and tested now, so without further ado, let's get started with it. But like I said, yes, some Craigslist deals and garage sale stuff, a couple of pawn shop finds, stuff like that, so we'll get into it. Alright, this first find here, very nice. The local pawn shop that we go to a lot, well not a lot, but my family knows fairly well. And my dad's been going there for the last at least 20 years. He knows the owner there very well, so we always get good deals when we go down there and buy games and stuff. The guy Dave that I know a lot down there, he's always nice and gives great deals on games that I buy. So anyway, I went on Tuesday. I went with my dad. We were going down to get my license plates renewed for my car. And the line was just so long. You know how that is. If you guys have a car and you have to go renew your plates and stuff, the line is super busy. Mostly, you know, every day, no matter what day you go on, no matter what time you go at. If you go at 8 in the morning when they open, there's a long line that's there. It's like a Black Friday event. I don't know what the deal is. Everyone has to get their stuff done every day. You have to go and do it. Anyway, me and my dad weren't really excited and thrilled to just sit there for an hour and a half, so I asked him, hey, do you want to walk down to Friendly Pond? Which was only a couple blocks away anyway, so he said that's fine, so we decided to do that. And we went down there, and I found one game that I was interested in. There was more there, multiple, but I'll get to that as I get into it. But I saw this one. We were about ready to leave because we had to get back because our ticket number might have been, you know, getting ready to be called, and so we didn't want to be late for it. But I asked Dave real quick. I was like, hey, I'm kind of interested in that game. He's like, okay, you can just have it. And I was like, all right, that's cool. It was a disc only, but he found a DVD case, an empty DVD case real quick, and he threw it in here. And he said you can just have the game, so I thought that was cool. And that is a copy of Simpsons Hit and Run on PS2. Greatest Hits version, like I said, disc only, but not in bad shape. It played fine, so for free I could not complain. He was very awesome for doing that. That was cool. So, and then these other games I saw there, I didn't have any money on me at the time except for my checkbook, and I was not really willing to pay for these games with a checkbook. So, in other words, I didn't really want to write a check for these games. I'd rather just paid cash for them. But I went back on Friday with Tyler, and we picked these up, and they had 95 cents each on these guys, and it was really cool. And the other guy that was down there, or no, this was Thursday, excuse me. The other guy that was down there wasn't Dave. Dave usually takes his days off on Thursdays. And the guy that I know really well, I fondly remember when I was younger, I always, you know, used to see him in there. And this guy's name was Scott, and he's a really nice guy as well. And since he saw the prices on the games, he's like, I'll give you a better deal than Dave even has on these. I was like, that's awesome. So I ended up paying 50 cents each for these games, guys, which is awesome. There's one disc only here, and the rest have cases, but I'll go and show the disc only first, and that is Need for Speed Pro Street. Again, didn't have a case. I put that in the CD case myself, so there's that one. And then the rest of these have their own cases. It cost me $4.26 after tax, which is incredible. There is 8 of them here, so that's not bad at all. The 8 including that one I just showed you. But the next one here is Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. That one is complete. Not too bad shape. That's not, you know, it's a fun game, so it's pretty common, but it's not in bad shape at all. That was really cool to find that one. Next one here is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Very nice shape as well. And that one is complete. I do believe it has the poster map there. There it is. Very nice shape, so that's cool. Find that for 50 cents. That was cool. This one I was probably going to keep, but it's not that expensive a game, and it doesn't have the manual. So I'll just end up, you know, selling it off. But that one is Haven Call of the King. Like I said, It's missing the manual, but the disc is in pretty good shape. I don't know, I might hang on to it, I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out. The next one here is a greatest hits copy of Max Payne. That one is missing the manual as well, but the disc looks pretty good, so there's that one. And then this one I believe is missing the manual as well, though a lot of them are missing the manual, but I mean the discs look great, so that's cool. It's Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Also very good shape, case-wise as well, but the manual is missing, so that's a bummer. But I don't know if I have that one or not, I'd have to look again, but I might have that one. Then we've got Tony Hawk's Underground, very good shape. That one is complete, so very cool. Nice disc on that one as well. And the last one here is Viet Cong Purple Haze. And it's in one of those Hollywood video style cases, how they have the reprint back and everything. So there's that one. It does have the manual, surprisingly. A lot of rental games would lose the manual, but that one has it. And the disc looks pretty good, so not bad. So for 50 cents each, plus the free Simpsons one from the first time I went there this week, I could not complain. So $4.26 if you want to, incorporate it that way for 9 games. I could not complain at all. So very, very cool. All right, now we'll get into the Craigslist deal, and this was really cool. The guy had 2 consoles and a bunch, well, not a bunch of games, but a few games. I thought this was a really cool deal. He was having like a moving sale. He was getting ready to move out or move to another state or something. And I ended up contacting him because he had a bunch of different things in this one Craigslist listing. And I asked him if his video game stuff was still available, and he said it was. And just out of a regular, offering price, as if you're at a garage sale or something, always kind of offer low just to see if they'll take it, because you never know if they. I didn't know this guy was a gamer or a collector or a player. I had no idea. So I just took a stab at it, and I offered him $40 for the stuff. I know it was kind of low, but always try to offer low just to see what they'll do. And if they'll bounce back with an offer, then you can work with it that way. I usually don't want to ask too high, because then the people might be, they could have had a lower price in mind for themselves anyway, and then you could have just been paying more than you should have. But anyway, I had no idea what this guy was, collector-wise or anything like that. So I just offered him $40, and he responded back at me saying it was way too low. And at that point, I knew that he knew what he had and he knew what he was doing. So I asked him, because he didn't have a price or anything. He said to make offer on his Craigslist ad. So usually I don't like making offers because I don't want to upset anybody. So I kind of felt that way when I offered him $40 because I didn't really know what he was wanting. So I kind of felt like I ticked him off. But in the end, he responded back that he wanted $150 for everything, which, that's more than what I was offering, of course. But I bounced back at him and I said, how about $125? And he was bouncing that in his mind for a little bit because he was texting me off and on. He wouldn't respond right away. And then he actually came back and said, I have another guy that's interested that will pay you $150 this weekend. And so I was like, okay, well, if he doesn't pay for it, or if he doesn't, come through, let me know. And I'll, hopefully, we can do a deal. And so anyways, a day later, or a day goes by, I didn't hear from him. And then later, the next day after that, I get a response back from him. I wasn't expecting that, because usually when you are the second guy in line that, was going to be, the next runner-up, you usually don't get a response back on Craigslist or anything. And I was actually surprised that he did say this. He's like, the guy that wants to buy for $150 does not want to buy, or won't show up till Sunday. If you want to meet today, I will do $130. Or he said, I'll do $140. And I was like, if you meet right now, I'll do $130. I'll solid $130. And he's like, all right, we'll meet. So I ended up meeting him, went to the mall, not too far from us, I guess maybe like 20 minutes. And he, came with all the stuff, and I was pretty happy at $130, and so was he. So I thought that was really cool. So what we have here is, first have an NES console here. Very nice shape. It had some tape residue on it, probably from the pawn shop or the store, wherever we got it from. They'd probably put all the cords and the controllers and stuff on top, and they would tape it together so it wouldn't come apart. So I had to get the residue off of that. Spent probably a good half hour doing that, but after that, it looks nice. So there's that. The logo on the front is starting to come off of the front door there, but not that big a deal. But then we've got the power cord, which is an aftermarket one, not meant for NES, but it works on it, so I can't complain. And then an official RF switch, which I'll hang on to because I always hang on to Nintendo brand cords. So there's that. Then it came with 2 controllers, which is really cool. Both official Nintendo brand, both work great, so there's that. Can't complain. Then it came with 3 games. First one here is, of course, Super Mario Brothers. It's not the Duck Hunt Double one, but, you know, this works just as well. 3-screw one, so it's the later model, later version, but whatever, it's the same game, it's Mario. So there's that one, very cool. Then we've got a boxed California games, not in the greatest shape, but it's there. The game did not have a dust sleeve, but the cartridge is very nice shape, very clean. Played first try. The NES did play very nicely as well. It has a nice pin connector in it, so that's cool. And the game also came with the manual. I'm pretty sure it probably had other throw-ins and stuff. There is no dust sleeve, but I have plenty of those, so I'll just stick that in there with it. There might have been like a poster or something that was supposed to come in here. But it does have the styrofoam block, which is nice. Those are kind of hard to come by. For some reason, those are missing out of a lot of box games. So there's that one. And then it also came with Black Box Pinball, which is really cool to get the black box titles in the boxes. Those are really cool to find. This one is missing the styrofoam block, so that is going to be a kind of a tougher piece to track down. But I think there's a person on eBay that sells lots of 10 for like $6 or $7, so I could probably just scoop up some styrofoam blocks and do that. So, anyways, there's the cartridge. It does have the official Nintendo dust sleeve on it. Very clean cartridge, again, like California games. Really nice. Played first try. So that was cool, that was exciting, and it did come with the manual. And I'm sure, again, this was probably supposed to have promo throw-ins or posters or something, but we'll see. I'll have to look some up online and see if they, because I did see a couple online that had like extra, like, you know, little hang-up posters and stuff, but I might have a few extras of that myself anyway, and I just throw in here, so not bad. So cool, a couple more complete in box, you know, for the most part, games that I can add to the NES collection, which is really, really cool. So awesome. And then, I'll show the other console here in a minute, but he also had 4 Super Nintendo games here. Well, 3 Super Nintendo games and accessory. That came in a lot as well. And the first thing here is the accessory, which is a Super Game Boy. Very clean. I already have 2 of these, so there's no need to hang on to a third one. But it's a very clean one, so that's cool. So there's that. Then we've got 3 games here. This one I did not have, and the other 2 I did have already. So I'll go ahead and show the one I don't have, and that is Disney's The Jungle Book. It's got some warping or like fading to, or like bubbling to the label. It's one of those later releases that doesn't have the clear coat plastic overlay of the label, so it's, you know, kind of one of those cheesier lay-on stickers, if you will. But not in bad shape. Cartridge is pretty clean on the inside, so definitely one I want to hang on to because I don't have it yet. So very cool. Next one here I already have and won't need to upgrade because it's not in the greatest shape anyway, but it still works great. So that is Frogger. Nice game, very fun, very clean as well, so that's really exciting that was in there. That's cool. And the last one everyone must have for a Super Nintendo if you play it, and that is Super Mario World. Got a little bit of you know, peeling in the bottom corner there, but not bad after all. I've seen a lot worse. So, but again, very nice clean cartridge. Very cool. So that was awesome that was in there as well. Alright, and then the last console setup here. We have an indigo purple Nintendo GameCube. And if you can see, it does have some stained, like, yellow spots, which tells me this was probably around a smoker. I don't believe it was around him because the NES would have had the same problem. But this is a very bad looking GameCube. The top is all scratched up. It's got yellow smoke stains everywhere. The open button gets stuck at times. So it's not in the greatest shape. And it is missing the bottom port cover. I'll show you why in a second. But this console does not work, unfortunately.